What's up, everybody? NordCam here. Well, today's the big day, one of the biggest off-season days, with free agency kicking off 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. here in the Pacific Northwest. But already there have been plenty of transactions going on all around the league. Just today's the day they can officially make these deals happen as far as unrestricted free agents and all that. So, biggest news as of last night, which most of you probably already heard, that Bruce Irvin is no longer going to be a Seahawk. He will be moving down to rejoin his pal Malcolm Smith and Ken Norton Jr. down in Oakland. So sometime today that will be made official. So no more Bruce Irvin. I don't think anybody was really surprised at it. I know I've seen a lot of people on social media saying that they're disappointed that he's no longer Seahawk, but you know, I knew they weren't going to be able to afford him, and there were plenty of teams like the Raiders that have lots of cap space that could pay him, offer him a lot more than we could. So the other thing too is, you know, Bruce Irvin, I think about a season and a half ago, he had mentioned about how he was going to be playing in Atlanta. There was a big controversy about that after Seattle didn't sign his, the extension before last season. And he also said at the end of this year, after the playoffs were over, how he said he would take less money to be in Seattle. I heard him on the record saying it, in an interview. He'd take $3 to $5 million to play in Seattle and stay here. He really wanted to stay here, But believe that, I got something that I can sell you. But it's kind of just the thing that when it comes to athletes and promises that they make about hometown discounts and all that kind of stuff, you really can't believe them, because when it comes down to it, it's all about the money, baby. Which kind of brings up an interesting thing with Curse, is that on the opposite side, he's been saying he's ready to move on, he's this and that, but I don't know. I'm not 100% sure that he's gone. I think 99.9% sure he's gone, but I think there's still a 0.01% chance that, it may not be the case, because, again, how sometimes things go the opposite. If he doesn't get a lot of high offers from other teams, who knows? He could find himself right back here, maybe re-signing again, because this may not be the money out there that he was hoping for. We'll see. Outside chance. But it's going to get pretty crazy. See what happens next, particularly with, again, Russell Okung, J.R. Sweezy, Jeremy Lane. What am I missing here? Even our backup quarterback, T-Jack, I think is unrestricted. Our punter. A lot of question marks for guys here, but we'll see what moves transpire today. But I want to throw something out there. It was interesting yesterday in the news. Calvin Johnson of the Lions officially announced that he is retiring from the NFL. Kind of sad to see. He was one of those guys that had a great career. I think he had played for 9 seasons, and at one point was the dominant receiver in the league. But he never really got outside of Detroit to really have a chance to play on a contending team, which just the one thing that he won't have on his resume. But it brings up kind of an interesting discussion now. We've had 3 players retire this season. Our very own Marshawn Lynch, Peyton Manning, and now Calvin Johnson. And just curious what you guys think. How many of these guys are Hall of Famers? Clearly, Peyton Manning will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He'll get in, no problem. But Calvin Johnson and Marshawn Lynch are guys who can kind of be argued whether or not they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame or not. Whoops. I'm slightly biased when it comes to Marshawn Lynch, so I believe he should be, because I think for the time that he was here in Seattle, he kind of redefined, I wouldn't say redefined, but he had an impact on the position. you know, he was a guy who was one of the best at, his stand's falling apart here, one of the best in at what he did, and he's got a Super Bowl ring to go with it too. So it'll be interesting to see, because I think the numbers back him up, but his relationship with the press may be the thing that does him in and doesn't allow him to go in, because, you know, the way he was, never talking, and maybe the kind of thing that might keep him out. So it'll be interesting to see down the line if that'll be the case. What do you guys think? Calvin Johnson, same thing. You know, is he worthy? He doesn't have the championship to go with it, and you know, he was dominant for a time, but does his career match up? He's not up there with the other wide receiver greats when it comes to totals. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's kind of something to think about. Anyway, keep you on tabs, keep you up to date with the transactions that happened today. But that's just a little appetizer to get things started. All right, enjoy your day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to NorbCam, and go Hawks.